Hey everyone, welcome back. Apologies for Twitch. Apparently that's that things happen. And Streamlabs decided to freeze on me. So we're back. As promised, we are going to do the giveaway for the physical copy of the core rulebook, the Cyberpunk RED core rulebook, and the data screen. So whoever wins, I'll say it right now and I'll repeat it after. Whoever wins, please send me a message on either Twitter DM at wondering_DM or by private message here on Twitch, and I will ask you a few things that Talsorian need, namely a physical address to send it to, and they'll send it over. And I do believe that everyone can enter, so feel free to do so. The keyword for the giveaway will be !finale! Finale is what you need to type to enter. That said, while everyone is getting ready, I'll advance the clock about 48 to 72 hours. One early afternoon, Black Cat, you get a call from the GPW office.
Hello, go for Black Cat.
Miss Cat?
Yes.
My name is Nick. I work for, I'm one of the main person here at GPW. You probably have already heard of me. We spoke to your client the other day, Mr. Jimenez.
Right, yes.
So we just need to hash out a few details with you regarding, because we have most of the contract already written, according to the conversation we had with your client, and so we just want to go through the last few details with you. So your client will feature in several shows leading up to a final match against PT Magnum for the championship belt. Once Jimenez wins, he will keep the belt for a year as we bring him across the globe, both to bolster our numbers and our viewers, and also to sort of get the name of Jimenez out there. And after a year, as per his request, someone else will take the belt, and Jimenez's story will be over. So this is what we suppose is going to be probably one appearance a month. We still have a lot of logistical things to work out, especially for outer seas matches. Not a lot of people are interested necessarily in having people from Night City or stars from Night City show up. Anyway, this is something that is on us. For all of these appearances, your client is doing everything pro bono, so...
Hold on. I was not made aware of this contract that was put together and signed and whatnot. I'd appreciate if you would send it my way, because there has clearly been an error in the details of the compensation for his appearances. No self-respecting entertainer of any sort, let alone somebody who is as in demand as Jimenez, would do these sorts of things pro bono. There is, of course, going to be a charge for his appearances. All of them.
Just a quick aside, congratulations, Jonan won for winning. Please, Jonan, send me a message either here on Twitch or on Twitter so I can get your information and have that sent to Talsorian. We figured, Miss Cat, that your client was maybe not the well, let's just say artists do art, make art because they want to. They don't see it as a business. So I figured we should talk. So we were thinking, Jimenez being a new face, we'll start at a the entry level rate. I know he's going to get the championship belt and everything, and that will for sure boost rating. So we were thinking along the lines of maybe 300,000 euro bucks per appearance.
300,000. Okay.
Yes, for a total of 16 appearances under this specific contract.
I think you are mistaking the popularity of my client by quite a lot. I think if you were to take that number and triple it, you'd be more in the ballpark of what Jimenez is supposed to be getting per appearance. He is incredibly popular, in Night City and in surrounding areas that know of the entertainment, in Night City. And I don't think that you could get my client, let alone any client, for that pithy amount of money that you're offering. So why don't you try again with something more closer to 900,000, as I have suggested.
Make a haggling check.
Okay. Where is haggling? I need to find it.
So your haggling is I have to go get it's a specific operator. Haggle. So it's cool plus trading, so it's your trading skill, but you also add your operator level to it.
Cool plus trading plus operator. And then a D10 on top of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And DV's going to be 17. Oh, that's very low.
Okay. Oops. How do I think I did it wrong.
/R space 1d10.
Oh, that's what I did wrong. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I see why Jimenez rose so quickly. If the person behind the brand drives such a hard bargain. Look, you're hitting numbers that we generally frown upon as it's a lot of eddies to put on a single name. Even Johnny Silverhand didn't necessarily net 900 or almost a million eddies per appearance, and even if his shows were booked. But maybe Night City can use a new performer. And I figure Jimenez is less of a violent alcoholic.
I don't know anything about that. I'm not representing Johnny Silverhand. I'm representing Jimenez.
No, I know. Will your client cause us issues?
My client has never caused an issue in his life.
flashback to the massacre at the meat market.
We all blame Merc for that. We know that. And the people that Jimenez was hanging out with, they were not good people.
All right. And we'll see from the point of view of Nick on his computer, basically erase the what did I say originally? 300,000 per appearance to 900,000 euro bucks. And I think this image will fade to our first epilogue, which will be Jimenez, because I think it's fitting that once the contract is signed, we actually see what happens, what becomes.
In the short term, so you'll see in about 3 months or so. I'm sorry, 3 weeks or so. I guess who's going to go with him? So we'll say that the battle royale is going to be happening in actually Jimenez's old hometown, which is Boston. So that's a cross country secret trip. Who's going on that?
We have the RV. Everybody's going.
Okay, so everyone's going. And things have been quiet. The past couple of weeks, though, he's been showing up at pretty much every wrestling promotion on this cross-country trip, defending his title against local wrestlers and building up his name. And then, it'll cut to the Battle Royal in the main event, and it's counting down the 25th entrant to the Battle Royal, and then that's when Jimenez makes his first appearance in GPW, and he'll come out with his group, Nexus, who had trashed a lot of people in the back along the way to make the path for Jimenez, and show up, and Black Cat will be his manager, like on screen as well, and he will hand her the title belt and then dash into the ring, and goes on for about 30 minutes or so, and he ends up winning the Battle Royal. And that's probably where that epilogue is going to start, because then that sets up his official match in Night City for the GPW title.
Mm-hmm. And if I can interject for GPW, PT Magnum's entrance is done in a wheelchair with a cast around his leg. The leg that Jimenez broke a while back. The narrative will be Magnum was denied proper healthcare to heal his injury because the doctor is his personal doctor, defected to Jimenez. And so he's got a grudge against the person who, didn't go along the promo. X, you would also know, up to the title fight, PT Magnum grew increasingly dissatisfied with the storyline. He doesn't want to be sidelined, but basically, it's word on the vine is this is going to be his last match. And the guy's kind of old news. Uses the same moveset all the time. Didn't really show any growth. Didn't not that he's not appealing, but there's an undercurrent, or maybe less. I was gonna say establishment wrestlers. He's kind of the person that, was poised to win originally because he was, the best, like, blank template that they could assign whatever they wanted to onto him. And that's so he's angry, and his manager basically just let him do whatever he wants by the end, because he knows he's gonna lose it. How does that fight go?
If he is dissatisfied, I think that the real match at WrestleMania, or Show of Shows, would be what folks would call a shoot match, in which he is actually trying to physically hurt Jimenez, and so it looks super, super real. And I think that Jimenez would actually be forced to really knock out PT Magnum to win the match, whereas PT Magnum is doing everything he can to injure Jimenez and end his career. Kind of like how Ice Dragon was taking liberties with folks way back in the first episodes.
Uh-huh. And where's X, like 5 years from now?
So I think X is going to semi-retire from wrestling around that time. He ended up having a 1-year reign with the title belt, and then had a good year and a half afterwards, and then he started winding down his career and started focusing more on putting other people over. And but for that year was probably one of the best times in professional wrestling, and I would say that other places that he appeared in showed a lot of growth out of that. I think that he didn't do just one appearance a month with both titles. He actually would show up in random wrestling shows at least 2 or 3 times a week. So he really put on a lot of matches during that time. And he traveled with his pyrotechnics producer, which would be Trends. And Black Cat would probably travel with him too, because they make a lot of money during this time. And then at some point he'll just be like, all right, it's time to retire, and then retire back to Night City.
I'll do everyone, and then I'll come back for the 32 years. So that way we have, like, everyone 5 years. Let's keep going clockwise on the overlay then. So our next character is Jinx. Jinx, as things wind down Night City after what happened with the Ruff and Shiv and her uncle. Where do we find the group's nomad in 5 to 10 years?
She's for sure on the road. Probably a lot more now because, like, she doesn't have to hide anymore. But she's still probably a lone wolf and she's like, she'll join up with people like the Bronze Wolves and the Harpies, and she'll come back to Night City every now and again to, like, hang out with and do jobs with Riddle and Boston and Bull. And obviously everybody, if Trent's needs her, or if Black Cat or Jimenez or Mr. White or Reno needs her, she's there for them. You just have to call her. She'll be there. Wherever she is, she'll come. And so she's probably just doing the odd jobs. She's still doing a lot of death races. Tag's cars don't always survive. But yeah, that's probably what she's doing, is just getting experience doing the odd jobs and everything. And the road's her home, but she knows that she has a home waiting for her if she wants to go back to it. So yeah.
Our next person, I'm muted. Our next person is Mr. Williams.
So, outside of that group, that name's probably not going to be very known within Night City anyway. But the next 5 years, you would have seen him and kind of Reno connect as they bond, we'll say. And he doubles his attention on things after Jimenez gets his belt. Doubles his attention on basically building up his cachet of favors. Some of them are as altruistic as they always have been, and some of them not so much. Setting some people up to owe him favors. Coercion, blackmail, in some cases where necessary, when it's people that he's not as fond of, using the net running skills that he's building. And he's prepping for Pal and Pal's people. He'll be hunting them every way he can. Their money, finding out what banks they're in, and using favors to drain funds and reroute them to charitable organizations.
If I can interject a thing, you will have help in doing so from your old pal, Dr. Ada Quintal, the psychiatrist who helped you not just when you needed to be deprogrammed, but throughout your life. After the last message you left her a couple of episodes ago, made her way to Night City, and she would have been basically anyone that that would want to leave this sort of cult. She'd be there for them.
Okay.
Otherwise, she'll do everything she can to help, cover your tracks.
Because for the most part, Ian Williams, outside of that phone call, doesn't exist anywhere in documentation. That was all took care of that for him. And so if anybody were to try and find Ian Williams, he doesn't exist. He's a ghost. And a lot like White would stay as Dr. Frost for his day job, but when he has the opportunity, he would really lean into, instead of scoff at, that puppet master persona that he sometimes got accused of. He'd keep his relationship with Kiyoshi as mutually beneficial rather than actually employed, but more like trading favors, things of that nature, to help Arasaka in some ways get back onto U.S. soil covertly. He wouldn't want his name attached to anything, but he would help with those kinds of things.
Next up, where's our techie in about a decade from now?
A decade or 5 years? Because
Well, 5 to 10 is, yeah.
5 to 10? Okay. Well, she's very supportive of Jimenez's stuff. Even if she doesn't understand it, she's still supportive in there and goes to all the matches and arranges transportation. And at the same time, she also arranges slight liberations of things. Mostly. She starts, since Uncle Al is no longer gainfully employed with the New Night City Police Department, she no longer feels any moral problems by her and Merc getting back into the other family business. Families run a chop shop for 6 generations. Why would we stop now?
Mm-hmm.
And slowly taking over the fight. She may not be boosting cars, but she probably is going to stop buying up the various mechanics and employing local people that she can knows and trusts, and she and her brother are going to start, becoming the underground force of, car thievery in Night City. And, if you know a guy, I know a guy, and I know some nice people. Like my dear friend, Mr. White. He's a really nice guy. He knows people. My other friend, Miss Black Cat, she knows a lot of people too. And we can make your car disappear. It's fine. You need a ride? I know a guy. She's basically taking Santino's job.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But doing it better. Black Cat. Aside from we know one side of you is going to follow X around the world.
Right.
But what else is Black Cat?
Well, she's better settled in Night City now, and she's starting to grow her network so that she can get more things done, have more connections, do more to help her friends, more or less. Otherwise, just kind of hanging out, You need a favor, you know who to call. Ooh, side note, she is, however, she is slowly but surely making sure that she can fund her rocket. Funding a fucking rocket to the moon.
Of course, I gave my players a lot of money, so now all they want to do is go to the moon, go to space. All right. This is horrible. You have become landlords, business owners, and now you're trying to go to space. This is not the message. Let's do our last round for the. Oh yeah.
Well, millionaires. We're now millionaires.
Not yet, Mister. I get 90% of a million every time I show my face somewhere.
Some of that goes to me, right?
Okay, after a year, even with an even split, like it doesn't take long. But that said, speaking of year, so we know the video game Cyberpunk 2077 takes place 32 years after our campaign. Technically, most of your characters are, well, if they survived, are still alive. Where would they be? By the time Arasaka is rebuilt? By the time Night City becomes the rotten, corrupted place it was before the bombs fell? We'll start with Jimenez. How old is he 32 years in the future?
He'd be in his mid-60s.
And what are you doing?
I think he's actually dead.
Hmm.
I mean, he hung out with Lucius Rhine, and, I'm pretty sure that Lucius was not very popular in some circles.
Yeah, he was popular until he was assassinated.
Yeah.
He did a lot of good things.
He did. And I think that Jimenez also did a lot of good things, and then he finally paid for it. But I want to say that his death was kind of like the Joker in Batman Beyond, in that there was a whole new gang that arose from his legend, the Justice Mime Gang, and they went around doing a lot of vigilante stuff around Night City.
That tracks. And so now people are scared of mimes, as they should.
Yeah. And basically whatever Trins cooks up now that their long relationship ended in a fashion that she was probably not happy.
So I have to question though, but like how long, when did you die? Like,
I would say he probably died about 3 years before 2077.
Okay. That helps what I was gonna say. Cool.
Jinx. 32 years in the future.
So Jinx is probably 60-ish, something. Anyway. So 32 years, she's probably she started making her clan, and the Wardens ride once more and actually rivaled Aldecados in terms of manpower and business and everything. And she's proud owner of her clan. Yeah. So she now full time is probably on the road all the time with her clan, and they have their own place. And yeah,
in her clan, instead of calling Shotgun, do they just call Jimenez? And that's what the front passenger seat is now known as in her clan.
Yes, totally, absolutely.
32 years from now, Jinx has a family at last. Well, I mean, she had a family in all of you, but now she custom built one. What about White? Who, by the way, Chris, you're gonna have to tell everyone how old White is.
Yeah, so
years.
White in 32 years would technically only be like 50 going on 51, even though, and he would still look 35. The wonders of plastic surgery or, new technology in surgery. He basically keeps the same persona. I imagine White being kind of the, like going underground after Reno goes back into doing what Reno does. And when Reno disappears, he would kind of hunker down and constantly use, like, he'd stop his trauma team job and use his connections to use, middlemen to do all of like whatever he needed, and just kind of orchestrate a bunch of stuff from behind the scenes, using favors. The people that hear about him would be like, well, yeah, but I think he's so and so or in this place, but really he just shows up and picks up random shifts at like low cost clinics or does odd jobs here and there, freelances for Netwatch, as he's just trying to figure out why he keeps losing all the women in his life. I would hope that he'd have the opportunity between then and now and then to repay his debt to Alt, or that will be the thing that haunts him and kind of forces him to hold on. Um,
That
And-
you may have an answer later.
so yeah, he would he'd try and basically become a ghost, a boogeyman, a story that criminals tell their kids to make them behave. You rat on your old man and Mr. White will come and get you, that kind of thing.
Does he provide free services to mimes?
He would have he would show up. He'd keep tabs on that gang that rises, the vigilantes, and he'd happen to show up in different places in beat up kind of van or something that was just good enough to get them through, kind of like the taco truck concept.
Mhm.
But it would always be something different. It'd be whatever Trins could get her hands on that she didn't need at the time, and she'd just outfit it with just enough for him to be able to do what he needed to do, and then she could repurpose it for something else, strip the goods out of it and send it on its way. And he'd just kind of show up and do those little things as like his penance for all the other stuff that he does. Yeah. But he wouldn't really be. Once the cult's gone, he would constantly be looking for that next vengeance high, because that's his addiction.
You're gonna keep busy. What about Trins? In 32
So-
years.
32 years. Trins has done a lot because she still believes in the city, goddammit, and she refuses to give up on it, no matter what form it takes, even as it becomes what it is. It's like she doesn't care. There's still people here that. I don't think she and Jimenez ever officially got married, because I don't think that was like a thing for them. Like the wedding wasn't a big deal, but I think they had kids, at least a couple. And I think she kept up with she will eventually get her spaceship, goddammit, that she built herself. And she has a goal that she is furiously pissed about, and she is channeling. She has a name that she uses for this project. She names the rocket ship is named Holly, and it's Project Gennaro, because Hal mentioned that there were kids on that damn freaking thing, and she is going to take all of them. She doesn't care how long it takes. She is taking all those kids from that cult. Fuck that cult. And then she's taking their money. She's taking their money, their stuff, and their kids. And
Project Gennaro. Are
Gennaro.
you linking your Mechton game to this?
no,
Okay.
Holly Gennaro is
Just want to make sure.
also the face claim for Trins' mother, just so you know.
Another Die Hard reference.
It's another Die Hard reference, it's fine. No, I did link my Mechton game to this game because one of her daughters, and all of her daughters, will keep the name Rastelli, and one of her descendants will end up very interesting, marrying a guy named Walsh and have two kids named Catherine and Peggy, and Socket and Kay, who are on the Starblade. But that's in the future and not here, because they're Rastellis.
1,000 years in the future.
No, it's 200.
Oh, just two. Wow, that's not a whole lot.
Yeah, the split between Starblade and in Mechton, which, by the way, another great Telstorian product. It's on their website. Go look for it. The Starblade split is actually that the universe split is that the fourth corporate war never happens, and humanity expands out into space. So that's where the split is. But so whatever, there are Rastellis in space. Deal with it. She will do. And she will work hard to get all of those kids out of there. And then she has her empire of chop shops that she will keep, and she will keep running. And might possibly, if certain individuals are assholes, the bigger corp assholes who become bigger problems, their cars go missing more often. And they might also get over, I believe we talked about this last week, Anino, but she had the chop shops also have legitimate business that she uses Jimenez as the spokesman
As the face of, yeah, of course.
And
he's on the ads and the posters.
And there's a pricing differential. There's like three major pricing groupings. There's the everyday person who lives in Night City, and she will work with work with you to get a deal on. There's the corp pricing, and then there are fans of Jimenez who will, if you show up in gear, you'll get a discount because she appreciates it also. But she and Merc will build out this empire, this criminal enterprise, and will probably support this vigilante group in ways. And she's probably moved full time. She's kind of bought all of the land between the apartment building and the Arasaka
the old compound
to kind of like turn it into her own compound. It's like security systems, all of these things.
And lastly, Black Cat.
I feel like she continues to grow her intel sort of empire, her intel connections, until she manages to be able to just like sit back and let everything run itself a little bit. She'll occasionally take on jobs that seem interesting to her to do personally, but for the most part, she can count on everybody else to do it. And I feel like at this age, she's like 60. She's, become comfortable enough in her situation and in her life that she's kind of become a bit of a cougar. So that's her thing now. So, Mr. White, if you ever want to leave the vigilante life and settle down, I'll keep your seat warm.
You've got a permanent 35-year-old that'll be happy to join you.
Wonderful.
You change your name to Black Cougar?
No, I've got a brand to keep. Come on. Yeah, I mean, it's like Danger Gal. You don't want to lose your brand recognition. Exactly.
So, that's 32 years in the future. There's a lot of things that happen to Night City, but most of you, if you've played the video game, you'll see what happened. I'll keep all of my stuff for the after show. We're gonna end the episode here. We're gonna come back in like 5 minutes after that, after like all my spiel and everything. If any one of you, at worst it'll be just myself. If anyone from the cast wants to stay, you are free to stay for the wrap party. We'll take questions from chat. I'll take questions from everyone. If there's stuff you want to know about, NPCs you want to know about, stuff about the PCs and everything, we'll keep going for a little bit. After all, today is a special day in the Cyberpunk universe, so might as well make it also a special day for us. That said, thank you so much, everyone. It's been 21 months of fun. We started when I got the Jumpstart kit, and not long after Gen Con 2019, and we just kept going from there. We are actually, I don't want to brag, but we're like pretty much the longest or second longest running Cyberpunk RED game. So, and we're ending. If we were first, John now has the crown. But thank you so much, everyone, for taking time off of your Fridays every week. Some of you in chat, Renegade, who stays up until like the sun comes up in Germany for to watch this show. Thank you so much to everyone. Thank you to the players, to all the guests we've had on the show. Thank you for all the fic, the fan art, everything. Thank you to our sponsors, of course, Art Alsorian, Found Familiar, Roll20, Mage and Bress, Mage and Bress, Roll20, Mage and Bress, 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 Mage and Br yeah, there will be more Cyberpunk Red in the future. But I'm gonna take a break from dystopian futures because it feels like it's already here. So I'm kind of saturated with dystopia at the moment. But thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Players, one last time, if you have anything you want to shout out, any projects going on, anything, remember you can put all of your links in chat. We'll do the same order as we did the intros, so we're going to start with Chris. Where can we find you? What do you have going on in your life?
Hey everyone, I'm Chris Geary. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. You can find me in the chat here tonight, also under that. Let's see. This Friday, well, today dropped the 3rd episode from Faeforge Academy, where a game that I am a part of the team that is developing called Omens Rising, did a playtest with them, and there's another episode that'll launch next Friday. It's a 4-part series. You can catch all of those through their podcast. And then on the 31st, we launch our 6th and final alpha playtest series over on Lost Worlds Archives here on Twitch. As I've got a bunch of Australians and a Canadian, and we're gonna have some fun. So come check us out and see what Omens Rising is all about. And then I've got another stream called Stories Retold that's going to be launching on Savrik's channel here on Twitch on September 12th. It'll be Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, where we will be heroes that have been brought in to stop a force that is erasing the history of the multiverse. And that starts September 12th at 6:30 p.m. over on Savrik's channel. But that's what I've got. Thank you to the chat, though. Huge thank you to our audience. Many of you have been with us the entire time, and it's been great getting to know you. And thank you to the cast. You guys are awesome. It's been a lovely ride.
Well, thank you for coming, and thank you for creating Mr. White. Jinx, where are you? Where can we find you?
I'm here. Just here. You can find me on Twitter at Heaven's Night, or in the chat, Twitch chat. It's Burns Through the Rain. That's about all I got going right now. So, I will post the website. Yes, I know. I write fan fiction of my characters. So I just posted the link to my website, and go check out Anino's stuff too. Really awesome. So, and enjoy the stories. And yes, I'm trying to read lips right now. Anyway, thank you, chat, for being there. I'm not somebody who talks a lot, but I really appreciate you guys, because you've been there all the time, and I appreciate the cast, and it was really fun, and I wanted to keep going, but it's okay. Anyway, so yeah, just until next time, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
Shit.
And we'll move on to Trins. Where are you? Where can we find you?
Oh, I loved all of this. Thank you for embracing this. Truly, it was a lot of fun. Thank you, everyone, for playing. I loved every minute of this. I 90% of the time I did not know where Trins was going to go or what she was going to do, and it was a very, very fun time with that character, and I really appreciate everything about it. Also, just all the love from you guys. It was great. As for me, hey all, you know me. I'm at Dirgeonlin on Twitter, Praxgothesmia4 is to see me around here on Twitch. And next up, you can find me on Wednesday on my channel. Or no, it's not. Today is Friday.
Next up, you can find me on my channel on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Romance of the Blue Rose, drama, budding polycules, and lots of romance. It's fun. Come hang out. Also, the possibility of somebody being turned into a vampire and then controlled by their vampire maker. But little things like that. And then on Wednesday, what I was getting ready to say, Wednesday over on my channel, we're back with more Witcher Roads Home. Lots of drama happened last session, lots of emotional bloodletting, a lot of discoveries, I think.
Give me a second. Everything seems to be
Okay?
lagging. No. Okay, you're lagging out. Everyone is okay. I didn't know if it was me. I think your image is frozen. But keep going if you want to.
No, I didn't move. Am I still frozen?
Yeah, you're frozen and your voice is... You're a
Okay.
robot. You now sound like
Hold
a
on.
librarian.
I don't know. Well, Simon, you know where I'm going to be, so tell me where I'm going.
Yeah, well, on Wednesday, you're going to be on your channel at 7 p.m. for Witcher Roads Home. As we...
Actually, maybe later, like 7:30.
Okay, 7:30 then. For Witcher Roads Home, in which we will still try to convince our very pessimistic criminal to follow along, and we'll probably be hunted down by the Wild Hunt and murdered. Next.
I mean,
Whoops.
someone tried to save you from that.
Yeah, but I saw the rolls after the game, so they're probably gonna U-turn. But Hannah, who are you? Where can we find you?
Hello, I am Hannah. You can find me at Hanimation Art on Twitter and Hanimation Studios everywhere else. Thank you guys so much for bringing me on as a guest in this wonderful game, and thank you so much for keeping me afterwards. I'm so honored, and I have had so much fun playing with you guys, and it means the world to me, and you guys mean the world to me, and I can't believe it's ending. But you know what? There's no group that I'd rather have this satisfying ending with, because y'all are awesome, and this game is awesome, and thank you so much.
You're very welcome. And last but not least, Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K. I've got 3 other characters that I have to kill off, so you can tune in for those when that happens.
You're gonna try to kill your Scion, your immortal god character?
Please don't. He's the only person I can talk to. Believes me.
I mean, you can try, and that's probably going to be the subject of like an entire storyline, because how?
I mean, we've got at least an impossible death. We've got a surreal death at least on hand, and then we've got a tragic superhero death that we can do. So, and Hannah gets to sit through all of those, so it's even greater.
I get to watch you die over and over and over.
Yeah.
Oh, lucky me.
It's great. Think of the stories. Last story. But yeah. So it was great being on the show. I think this is the second long-term campaign I signed up for that was being unstreamed, and everybody's characters always had a lot of style. You could say that they had a lot of rogue panache, even. But just gonna throw that in there. It was so bad that Simon
has left the channel.
Actually,
Congrats.
I realize I can't leave because you see me in Jinx's window anyway, so I can't pretend to disappear.
So yeah, that's that was it. I'm sure there's lots of other stuff that we could talk about in the after show, the little secrets, but yeah, that's it for me.
All right, as for me, I'm Simon at Wandering DM. Again, thank you so much for coming, everyone. Thank you, Jonan1. Actually, congratulations, Jonan1, for winning the giveaway. We will be back. So what I'm going to do after I'm done talking is I'll end this stream just so I can change the title, so that we can upload them as 2 different videos instead of like a long, like 5-hour show. So stick around. We'll be back in like 2 to 5 minutes. That said, you can find me. I'm actually toning down the amount of streams I'm on because in the last, year and a half, 2 years, it's been crazy. And I'm working on a lot of things I'm not allowed to talk about. So there's that. But you can find me tomorrow, Saturdays at 1 p.m. for Scion. Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. for Sentinels of the Multiverse. We also have an extra heaping dose of me over on Praxis channel on Wednesdays for Road Home at 7:30, where I play Kadarin of Adairn, this very fuzzy charm that Hannah made. Yeah, no, he's invisible everywhere. But yes, you can check us out there, and of course Sundays where I play Vishard over on Blue Rose, where we are inching ever closer to the orgy episode. It just depends on when it's actually going to happen. But my character has now proclaimed his love to every member of the party. Well, Russ is like, there's no physical attraction because bird. But yeah, anyway, we'll be back in about 2 to 5 minutes. Stick around, everyone. Thank you once again, everyone. And I'm gonna go cry for a few minutes.